Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to one of the country's biggest stars and one of my favourite people, Jaki Graham. How are you?
Oh, bless you. I'm fine, thank you, darling. As you can see, I'm beaming from ear to ear. Nice to hang out with you, baby.
You are a star. I mean, I've followed you for, well, decades, really.
I'm still working on that one.
You are working on it. And I tell you what's amazing about this new album, When a Woman Loves, is that it is you, but it's a modern you. We get the traditional belting voice, we get a subtle voice, we get the soul beautifulness, and we get Jaki. That's what we want.
Oh, bless your heart, darling, because, you know, I'm so nervous about this album because it's been a long time coming, but I'm so excited too. And I'm hoping that my hardcore fans, like you've just said, the fact that it's upgraded old school. And that's what they know me for, and that's what they tend to like from me. So, and the fact that I've been given these songs, and it's like, I'm hearing, these songs are coming in, I'm thinking, oh, that's got my name on it. That's got my name. And then to work with the producers and you know, and the writers as well on it, I'm just thinking, yeah, it's very personal to me, darling. So the fact that you've heard a little bit.
I haven't heard a little bit. I've heard the entire thing.
Oh, bless you. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here's my test.
You feeling it?
Well, here's my test with a star, right? When I do an interview, we do lots of them where I don't particularly like the person I'm talking to, and you put the CD on in the car, and if you find yourself going like that 3 seconds in because you're bored, I heard every track. You can ask me any question about it. And I've got 3 favourites. Eye to Eye is my 3rd favourite.
Ooh. Now, Eye to Eye, was that the one was co-written with Maurice White?
That's right.
Oh my gosh. You see what I mean? You get these, now the songs on the album, right? Things have been going on throughout the years, and you know, with my husband being ill and all the rest of it. So what I'm saying to you is now that the album, I hope is going to talk to you. I hope there's going to be something that's going to say something, because it's a journey for me, the album. All right, and it just talks about what's been going on and what, you know, and how, and to be positive and to come back strong and do, you know, believe and everything will be all right. And that's really what we're talking about. So I'm hoping that there's something there for everybody, for all age groups, okay, that you can take on board. And that will mean something to you, and that you can, you know, make you smile, basically. I just want you to, and say, Jackie's still here, darling. And for the younger ones that are going to pick up the album, I'm going to say, Auntie Jackie's still doing her thing.
But thank God you're not Grandma Jaki yet.
Oh, you know, I'm still...
That would be depressing.
I'd love that. No. Because, you know, people looking after themselves more, and I just want to try and grow old gracefully. That's what I'm trying to do.
You only let me get to track 3. My second favourite is Get It Right. And my favourite song on the album was the last track on the album, which is the song Inside Me, which is so beautiful and so moving. I mean, it is a tearjerker, isn't it?
Yeah, Alex, didn't I say that this was a journey for me? I mean, the album is telling my journey, okay? Now, Michael McDonald wrote that song for me, and my baby... there was a point in time in my career that I'm thinking, you know, I've had my turn. The youngsters are coming up and they're doing great, but my fans, everybody still believes that you got a talent and you got to use it. But I felt that, you know, it's time now that you know, I step back and to come out of the industry totally. But I always felt that I still have something to offer. I really felt myself, because everybody, you know, record companies don't really want to deal with you because, you know, yes, they believe in your talent, but they don't think, you know, she's a bit old, and they want the youngsters and the reality, you know, singers and that kind of thing. But when this thing came, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Michael must have known what I was going through, because I really felt that, you know, I had to hang up my boots, and for me, I felt that I still had something to offer, and I just wanted to be given the one more shot, hence the album, one more shot to just see if I can still touch people with the gift of the voice that I was given, and to choose the right songs to tell my story.
I don't know why you're so hard on yourself. You could sing the telephone book and it would be interesting. I mean, you have this glorious noise. I can't be the first person that said this to you. You have that thing that you're born with. You can't be trained it.
Well... It's a gift, darling. It's a gift, and at the end of the day, when I do my shows and when I'm doing things, I'm saying to you, can you feel me? Because I'm trying to give you the love. I'm trying to talk to you, and I'm trying to talk to you something, because I waffle on such a much, you know. But I'm trying to talk to you, and I'm trying to, you know, explain, because I can't say it in words properly. And I think through the songs, and if my dulcet tones can touch you somehow, and you like what you're hearing, then I'm grateful. I'm hoping that I'm making somebody smile and somebody happy somewhere with a song.
Well, for what it's worth, I don't think you've ever sounded better. It's a beautiful album, and it's out now. You can get it on Amazon. You've put a lot into it in terms of tracks and everything. You could have put 4 tracks on there. No, you've done a full album with beautiful orchestrations. As I say, some ballads, some upbeat, some downbeat, some touching, some fun as well. I mean, there's those great sort of 80s feel songs in there as well. And I'm glad you've kept that, because ignoring Why We Love You would be very foolhardy, wouldn't it?
No. And like you said, some of the songs, and especially the dance ones, it's talking about when we used to have fun and we used to go to the clubs and we, and you do your favourite songs and everything else, and you with your mates and so on, and that's exactly what the journey was.
Let's talk about you. What were you like as a child? I mean, were you always funny and interesting and be singing?
Well, I didn't think I was. I was quite popular, but I didn't think. God bless the kids at school and everything. I was a prefect at school. And everybody seemed to know your name, and because there was concerts and stuff going on at school, and everybody knew you for singing. And I think most of the kids at my school tend to know me for. I did an a cappella of Ben, which is Michael Jackson's Ben, and Crazy Osmonds. I sang Crazy Horses by the Osmonds and stuff like that, and just put a little fun in it and that kind of thing. So, and that did that a cappella, and I won the concerts. So everybody tends to know you for as the singer. But the fact that I was quite easygoing, if I was supposed to lock them out of the school, when even though it was raining and everything else, so nobody was allowed. But I said, go and hide in the toilets and stuff like that. So I was everybody's mate. So I think it's fair to say I was quite popular. But the kids used to, give me so much love, and they'd never give me no hassle or anything. So.
What is it about your upbringing as well? We look at your mum and dad and their heritage with Jamaica. There's something optimistic about your people, aren't there? I mean, you seem to be upbeat, whereas my generation of people seem to be sort of negative and down, but you always seem to look on the bright side. Was that something that was sort of put into you from an early childhood, that you've got to sort of look for the glass half full, not half empty?
My kids would say, "Now, Mum, it's half full. It's not empty." But when they're growing up, I said, "You can do anything you want, and then there's always a good. It's gonna trust me. Just wait. Mummy's talking to you and everything." Now they're older, and the kids are telling me what to do. They now begin to see little chinks in me, and I'm thinking, and I've never been as much as I'm fairly confident, but I'm not really confident, Right. But it's because you're here and you're smiling at me so hard. I can't help but get excited, and because the people and the love everybody gives me, I just get overexcited, and they keep saying, "Calm down, calm down." But I was brought up by my grandmother, right? My dad died when I was about 10, and I didn't know my mum. She left us when we was quite young. So, but the optimism, I think it does come from and I had 2 elder uncles that lived at home, and it was a case of, yeah, girl, go on, do your thing, everything's cool and everything's all right, and I just wasn't a miserable child. That's all I can say. I just wasn't, and my personality is as it was, and when looking back, especially when I first started work and everything else, and probably being the only black girl in the office and that kind of thing and so on, and people are probably trying to stereotype you a little bit, and then they got to know me as me. Back then it was Enoch Powell, and with all that what's going on at this minute about the Windrush and so on, and they're being wary of me. By the time, within like a half a year or whatever, they got to know me for me, and felt that I was so uplifting and so friendly and everything else. And I said, they're going to repatriate everybody and send them home. But, you're our Jackie, and you're not going anywhere, and that's this kind of thing. But I felt that I was always introducing myself. Looking back, never thought about it at the time, because I was oblivious to the fact that there may have been a problem. Do you know, that they might... But take me for me, and probably I was the only first black person that got to really know, and everything else, and so they said, something, she's our Jackie, and then you sort of slowly educate them to, people, we're not all the same, darling, and you take every individual for the who they are. Isn't
it funny though, through history, it seems like music is the one thing that brings us all together, and we don't look at class, we don't look at money, we don't look at colour, we don't look at creed, we don't look at background, we just judge on that voice or that talent. It's a huge blessing if you've got that, because it immediately crosses a barrier, doesn't it?
Baby, Alex, all the time. But I say it to my fans and everything, and when I'm doing shows and everything else, this is what I'm trying to, and I'm always nervous before I do shows, okay? So I'm thinking, okay, I wonder what, and because I think the older I've got as well, the more nervous I've got. I don't know whether because it's my fans from way back when, and they're going to see what they're expecting, me to be like or whatever it is. But within half a song, it's a case of this is just me, darling. I'm Jackie. I have to cook, clean, wash, and line like everybody else. I ain't no different to anybody else. All I have is this gift, and I want to share it with you. And if I can make somebody smile and they feel good, then I'm having a good day, innit? Sorry, the accent's coming out as well now. and I slip when I say that. They just laugh at me. But the songs and the lyrics and the melodies and stuff, and just feel good. I just want to, and that's what I do. I want to feel good, and I want everybody else to feel good.
Does a day go by when you don't sing?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're not one of those who wakes up in the morning sort of gargling with glycerine and ready to sing 6 show tunes?
No, darling. No, I must admit, when I'm at home, I do shut off from music. On saying that, the kids them come, will come up and say, "Have you heard this, mum? And have you heard that, mum?" And I'm going, where did you find these people? Because they're on their internet and the phones and everything else. I'm going, where do you find this? When I'm saying there's some talent out there, so I'm listening to more than I'm actually singing. So because I'm resting up the voice, baby, because when I'm giving it to you, I'm giving it to you. So I think that's what I'm doing, darling. Yeah.
I remember asking Cliff Richard this question, and it's especially
now he's my baby as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And we wish him all the best. What he's going through, it's a funny old time at the moment. But I always asked him, when you're going to do 50,000 in a stadium somewhere, and you wake up in the morning, do you panic about the fact you're going to sound like you, because we pay to hear your voice, and on those days you're not 100%? Do you get neurotic about that, or que sera?
I worry about it. I do, darling. Especially when you've been doing gigs on the run, and if you have to do a tour, and I'm thinking, and I never feel that I've toured enough for that to warrant it. Now I'm older now, and it's another day and age and everything else, and because I'm one of these artists that gives everything, okay? So I'm hoping I don't burn out or anything like that, but because I'm a raw singer, that's really what I'm trying to say. So there's no finesse. You get soft, but you get loud. There's nothing in between.
Right.
Okay? So I'm giving you everything I got. So the energy, and because people, and the way people react to you, and the way, so people say to me, do you ever get bored of singing your songs? No. Because to see everybody's faces, chick, and it's a picture. Because for every individual, I'm a part of their history at some point. Because of through the music, like you said before, music is so powerful. Mm. It's so powerful. So yes, in that respect, when you're touring, I think I've got I can't party and burn candles at both ends like I used to do when I was younger. Right. So I'm trying to be sensible. Mm. So
how's that going?
I'm working on it still. They say, no, Jackie, you mustn't have a drink before this. You mustn't, don't drink milk, don't eat chocolate. I'm thinking, please. But I'd like to think I'm sensible to a point, and whatever works for every individual. You'd like a little pastel. Yeah, it's all there. And make sure that I can get a note, yes, someone. But I try not to worry about it, because I think it will overtake everything. So, like you said, my baby Sir Cliff right now, through Sir Cliff, because we were on the same label as well. Okay, on the EMI label, and I've known him off and on throughout the years, okay? But I'm going to tell you this one though, but courtesy of Sir Cliff, right, I got the opportunity to meet some wonderful people. I've met some wonderful people anyway, but through Sir Cliff, I got to meet some people on his tour, because he did a Solicious tour, and he was, the producer was Lamont Dozier, okay? Now, Lamont Dozier is an old-time Motown thing. He was one of the writers of Motown back in the day, Lamont Holland, Dozier in Holland. Anyway, I was on tour with Sir Cliff, and you're talking about the thousands and thousands and thousands of fans he's got, his cliffhangers, okay? And every day he'd come in, and I'd seen partway through the day and everything else, and he was always on form, and I think, warms up and does all. Now, that warming up is something I got to learn to do as well, because so I'm learning all the time.
It's a bit late now, love. You've been getting away all these years.
Getting away with me. But I said, I've got this glorified hobby and this gift that I don't feel as if I'm working, and through people like you said, like like Sir Cliff, that you know, I got to meet people like, you know, Frida Payne and stuff, and the connection, because I recorded Band of Gold back in the 90s and had a little hit with that, and to meet people like Percy Sir Cliff and James Ingram. Now the connection with Michael McDonald that I've had along the years, and you know, James.
I saw you on that tour actually. I came to see it in Nottingham. That was one of the reasons I mentioned.
Oh, bless you. So you see me do my thing?
It was fabulous.
You see me with Michael?
It was amazing. It was but again, you're in the presence of sort of greatness on many levels. You've got Cliffy you there to see, and then you've got all you lot added in. It was a really exceptional tour. I don't know how he made any money.
And he was so generous as well. You know, I think he spoilt us rotten. Really spoilt us. But yeah.
It's that class though, isn't it?
You know, but the thing is, I don't see myself on their ilk. You know, but that's the way they look at me, and I'm thinking, but just to hang out with them, and I learn a lot from them as well. So everybody that you meet along the way, they're fabulous, and they've been so gracious, and that's why it's fun. I'm not working.
Right, and that was pretty recent. Let's go back to the beginning and when you felt you'd made it. Was there a year when you felt all the traffic lights were green and you were just going straight ahead and everything was going in the right direction?
You know, baby boy, let me tell you. I came on the scene back in the mid-'80s just to say, just to think, well, you know, Top of the Pops. I mean, everything that you dream of, right? Never ever thinking that you're really going to ever get there. Right. Everybody says an overnight success. No, darling. I'd been gigging for a good 10 or 12 years in bands and stuff. So I like to think I did my apprenticeship before getting to this point. But obviously, you know, doing things like Top of the Pops, which was, you know, an institution for us. Growing up, listening every Thursday, you know, watching Top of the Pops and so on, and to find out now that I am there, and I'm with my idols. But yet, you know, I'm a par with. But then I was thinking, you know, listen, I might only be here for 5 minutes, but you know what? I'm going to enjoy and embrace everything. And I had, you know, my little one on the way with me at the time, Natalie. She was around at the time, and I wanted to just make a memory for her, and for her to learn, to see, to grow from it, but not to be affected by it. So, and my hubby Tony was like road management and stuff. So it just meant that I was doing it as a family, because because I thought I might just be a one-hit wonder. Right. But baby boy, the next tune came out. Oh my God! It's like, and then the other, I'm thinking, and I always wanted to have longevity within the industry. Don't get me wrong, but I'm thinking maybe this is it. Maybe, yeah. I think, and that was without the record company's 100%, because EMI basically back then was a rock and pop orientated record label. So they really didn't know what to do with me. I was having these hits. God bless the radio stations and the fans, let me tell you, because it went out there. They were thinking, nah, it's not going to work. It's not going to, you know, oh, well, he'll probably sell a bit and he'll do something. And it comes out and it hits sort of straight away. And back then, Top of the Pops, they used to have the breaker, which was letting you know about what was bubbling under the 40s and coming into the charts and everything else. And we're saying to the record company, we need to do a video. We need to do a video just in case that happens. They're thinking it won't, but it will, you know, earn a bit of money, but that's about it. Then the next thing you know, you got to do a video, quickly do a video. They did a 1.5-minute video for, I think it was Round and Around. A 1.5 minutes, just in case, okay? And then the next thing you know, that record flies. So that was my first sort of solo international hit, right? Because the one before it was Could It Be, which was with David. So we did, so all that was happening. And I'm thinking, but these company didn't believe in me. So, you know, Zig Zig Sputnik was the priority at the time. And, you know, God bless them, but where are they now? You know, I don't know, but I'm still here trying to do my thing. You know, and I think the turning point was when they sent me then on a location video. We had Breaking Away album just released, and they sent me out to Calidor in Menorca to do the Breaking Away video. Now, Dee had done quite a few of my videos, especially on the album. And you know something? I'm going next week to see him. Wow. Because he's going to be working on the video, which is When a Woman Loves. Wow. All these years later, you know, Dee is still in my corner, and so I can't wait to see him. So that was my high point, because I'm thinking, oh, they've sent me I must be doing something good, because the record company now is sending me on a location video, and the memories for that. And I think that was the real crossover album that did it for me.
It's a bit silly asking this question, but do you think it's held you back at all being female or being of colour? Because we talk about this a lot, but it seems like there are exceptions that are so big and so successful, they're just defined by their talent, as are you.
Yeah. I think, back in the day, I was always sort of oblivious to it. And I'm going, no, they know what they're doing, But no, the behind the scenes, darling, because, and that's like I talk about the record company, they didn't know what to do with me. So, and being a female, like you said as well. Right. I felt, looking back, maybe a little insignificant. Although they don't dispute that you got a talent, but they don't know. Hence the reason we're doing things ourselves now, and we can because I think we are. And being a forefront of things, I think I find what my counterparts now, British black female artists that are doing their things here at home, and now saying, Jackie, you were who we were looking up to. I'm going, but, and I never saw that, and I never set out to be, the forefront of everything. But when I look back, I'm thinking, there wasn't really many black female British singers out back then at times, and I think. I was one of the first, and that's I'm honoured for that because
And it is true. I mean, I've spoken to Beverly Knight and Alexandra Burke. Both these people have huge reverence towards you, and so they should.
Bev, I every now and again I see Bev and I know her mom and everything else. Bev was telling me a story way back that she was about 10 years old. Okay, and I'm based in Wolverhampton, and I was in a department store, and Beverly, her mom, and her sister was in that department store. Bev was like, "Oh, mom," and apparently I graciously, they stopped me, and I was having a little natter, and I signed something for Beverly at the time, and everything else, and she's saying, that's who I want to be like. That's the lady I'm watching on Top of the Pops, and that's, and I thought, how lovely. I had to thank her for that. But I see my baby girl, every now and again, and give her a little love, and she's doing really well and so on. But to think that, I'm a part of these children's history, and like I said, now I'm doing the things. I'm thinking, you come to see Auntie Jackie. You like Auntie Jackie's new tune?
Isn't that beautiful though? Because anybody can have one #1 hit. It's getting the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth, and to be around decades later. Why haven't you done something like a musical? It's fascinating to me that you've not gone on tour with something like that, because there are roles you could have done had you have wanted to do them. Is this a deliberate choice?
No, it's not. It's not a deliberate thing. I never thought about it. But to be fair, throughout the years, I've had people come and had to do some castings for some things. So they called me once to do Rafiki for The Lion King. Now, I'd never been to theatre, but I'm saying, you want me to do what? And something,
Jackie, don't tell me you turned that down. It's one of the greatest roles in show business.
Well, something, I'm not. I don't consider myself an actress to a point, and because that's an ongoing show, right. and to bring me up to speed to do that, it would, So they needed. I was picked by the post. Really, what I'm saying, by an actress, right? To do that role. So, and then I think it was there was another theatre thing that I got the call to do Mama Morton,
right? So Chicago,
right. And once again, another actress put me to the role, not the voice, but the actress herself, because she'd been, and it's an ongoing thing. So did that, and then recently I got called for the Tina Turner thing.
Wow.
And to play her grandmother. All right, I didn't get that either because they said I was too young looking.
Well, take the compliment.
I did.
Their loss.
I just said thank you so much, even for thinking about me. So, but I think theatre is something that I'd like to maybe at some point tackle, because the discipline, because like I told you, I'm out there, I'm sort of rough and ready and everything else, and I would like to the whole journey is, darling, that I am still learning my craft, so I'm still working on that, and so I'm always learning and I'm still learning, but there are other things I would like to dabble with at some point, and theatre is probably one of them.
I'm the same. I've always had a secret desire to be a giraffe in The Lion King.
Listen, cover my head up, darling, with anything, and I just want to go there and see how it works.
Don't you think I'd make a marvellous warthog or something?
No, you all right, darling. No, don't cover up no head. He's beautiful. turn the camera on him. Like, yeah.
Before we finish, let's just talk about the future. I mean, we've got this new album. Are we going to get a tour? Because that's the thing we need now. We've got the CD, which is available in the stores. You can get it on Amazon. When a Woman Loves is this fabulous celebration of your talent and voice, but that's not good enough. I want to see you on a stage.
Yes, baby. Oh, it's in the process now that we're going to be touring. So at some point, look out for me, darling. I'm gonna give you the love in person, because we're talking about when a woman loves, and that's what I'm all about. And I'm just trying to give you the love, darling. And the fact that you lot have given me the love throughout the years and stood by me, I hope you're going to enjoy.
And through the tough times, is it music, is it the fans, is it family that keeps you going? Because in everybody's life there's ups and downs. You've had many of them, as we all have. Is it the music that keeps you going, the family, the support? What is it?
I think it's a combination of everything, darling. Because like I said earlier, when Tony was sick, and I had shows that commitments that I had to do, and then going back to the hospital, early hours in the morning to stay with him and so on. For that 5 minutes, I was maybe depressed to a certain degree, and I would go and do those shows, and you think, how do you hold up? The people give me so much love, whether they knew what was going on in the background or not. They gave me for 5 minutes, I had an escape. So I could escape just for that little bit. The family's always been there. They've been strong. And like I said, the kids now, I was bluffing and said, you can be and you can do. And I had my moments when I was thinking, something, I need to finish this. I need to, step back and all this. They were saying, no. So my babies is now saying, Mom, are you crazy? Along with the dad, he's saying, I've got so much. You've got so much to give and so much to tell, and and you just have to keep going. So family was my strength too, and the fans, my darling, even more so. So it's a combination of, and just to be able to still have the voice to sing, to make somebody smile and make somebody happy. It's a combination of all three, Chick.
Congratulations on everything. This new album is tremendous. You can get it now. Go on Amazon and places like that. When a Woman Loves is the new album by Jaki Graham, one of the greatest voices ever in British history. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for everything. And keep on keeping on. You've got to get back on the stage immediately and entertain us. Thank you.
Oh, bless your heart, darling. I hope you have a good time, and thank you for this.
We love you very much. Thank you for your time.
Baby. Thank you.